There we go.
What the buck is up, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of the End Times.
Yeah, I need some like dramatic music, but
I'm just gonna let you continue. You have a good host voice.
Yeah, in our previous episode, we had just defeated the purple worm, which was in a cage, and thank goodness it was in a cage because that thing would have absolutely destroyed us. We cut off its stinger as proof of our glorious victory in battle, and upon doing so, the poison sac for its stinger erupted as it was cut into. Burned Requiem got it all over his face and inside of his eyes, and we had a fight just to make sure he didn't collapse and go comatose. After succeeding that, we started traveling back, but one of the Draugr that went invisible was left behind down there. She found our minecart and attempted to sabotage it, but thankfully I had, Milk Thistle had a make whole scroll prepared. We were able to fix our cart, travel all the way back to the capital city, meet with the queen, and she was very regal, very old, but she still had a powerful command presence inside of her palace. Um, we spoke to her and let her know that the Ponylands are interested in reforming diplomatic and trade relations with the dwarves, but she was like, we don't need the Ponylands, we are self-sustaining. So if we are going to reopen communications with the dwarves, we need to prove that we are no longer nomadic and tribal in nature, unify our land, and then bring the leader of the new land to her to meet with in person. When we succeed that, then she will consider reopening trade and fixing the train. While we were with the dwarves, Milk Thistle sent a message to Vilja Town, and we discovered from High Priest Midnight Vision, the High Priest of the Nightmare Temple, the temple had been attacked and the queen's body was taken. It was only a very short message, so we got no details in regards to what happened. But we are currently in the process of making our way back to Villager Town right now.
there was one key thing you forgot. What happened to one of the party members?
Nothing happened.
No, we're all good.
Oh, right. Miss
really.
Time.
Oh,
I mean,
nice
yeah,
try.
apparently the belt we found was a cursed item, and poor Nightshine fell victim to it. But we'll fix that with all due haste as soon as I repair my spell or re-prepare my spells.
He's no nightmare.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah.
No,
No. Yeah.
no.
No.
There's only one nightmare.
That shine.
All right, I believe we kind of left off with you guys just heading out of the palace itself.
Yeah.
And you're kind of working out what you were going to do next. For definite, it sounded like you guys were going to go back to the surface and at least talk to the people on the boat. Unless you were going to, or unless Nightshine talks you into just teleporting right now and then.
I think we should go to the boat first.
If we're going to use the teleportation scroll, we need to let them know to head back to Villager Town. It will take them a few days to do it.
Yeah.
Nightshine, are you certain it's the best use of those scrolls to use them right now? Because what's done is done, and we're not able to change it.
Well, do you know when the attack happens?
No, but I believe it was recently.
Then I'd say we should teleport there, yes.
And let's not waste any more time. Let's inform the boat captain, Swift Gadget, and make our way to Villager Town.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I believe I've already factored in the time of you getting back to the ship. So you're easily able to make your way to the exit. You are familiar with how you got back in. you are allowed to leave. You are told by the person who's obviously in charge of that particular entrance that obviously you have been given permission to re-enter the city if you wish to, and when you guys leave, they point out a few landmarks for you to help you work out where the door is in the future, and they indicate whereabout on the stone you need to tap to basically activate the hidden doorway, and the kind of pattern you need to make in the stone.
Oh, I didn't expect them to share that.
They do say if anyone else attempts to enter via this means without you, they will be killed.
Okay.
Understood.
Understandable.
So let's not have a party wipe.
Yeah.
All right,
And
so
then
we.
with
go
that,
ahead.
the dwarfs will go back in. The door will close, and it looks like there's no door there.
All right. To the ship then.
Is the ship still anchored outside?
Yes, it has not moved.
Captain!
She pops her head over her and goes, "What?"
There's been a change in plans. You'll need to go back to Vilja Town without us. We'll find our own way. Make haste.
All right, and you want me to just wait for you there?
We'll be waiting for you when we get there.
She kind of gives you an odd look, but doesn't question it, and just sort of goes back to back to what it's doing. All right, in the morning we're leaving.
Very well.
Oh, I should point out, you guys have left, and it is we're in the middle of summer, so it's getting towards dusk. It'll probably be like sunset in about an hour's time, maybe a little bit less.
All right.
But you definitely get the sense that it's the evening. It's kind of a bit odd, as some of you are obviously feeling like you haven't had enough sleep and you're still quite tired, so you probably could easily go to bed right now. But obviously you've got a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. I feel great.
Mister only needs 2 hours of sleep.
I don't think we slept at all.
Yeah, I think Nightshine's not had much sleep, and I think some of you have got like a few hours in you.
Yeah.
All right, Nightshine. I assume you pull out your scroll, and you begin your preparations to teleport. Where is your target? What are you aiming for?
The metro map.
The Mithril map. Excellent.
And actually, I did want to ask, is there a way we could replicate the fact we can teleport to the metro map without failure by doing something? Can we make a magical thing with the same effect?
Not that you're aware of. The Mithril map is something of like an artifact quality, so that is a very unique feature to the map.
Okay.
But there is still a chance of mishap with them, even with the map. It's very low, but there is still a chance.
Nightshine's going to speak in loud and female voice because he does need to activate the spell. So yeah.
I believe you've got everything you need to use this scroll, don't you? And I think it's a fairly low DC. Or, no, you don't have to roll DC because you've got it in your spell list. Alright. Alright, Nightshine. I should ask. And yes, objects. Oh no, it's only objects I get to resist.
Oh, wait a minute. And Nightshine's going to excuse himself to the ship. He's going to He's going to trade his. Wait, no, he's going to pick up his noble gloves and the magical stone that can use to change the teleportation stones, and he's going to bring them back with him because he wants to bring them to Village Town.
Okay.
All right. You go and retrieve those and come back and find the group. Still stood there, waiting for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
All,
Be on our
all,
way.
all of you need to touch Nightshine.
All right.
Everyone, high five.
All right.
All right.
And
No foothold.
you begin your casting, Nightshine. I need you to make me a 1d100 roll.
Actually, what's a high five?
Ooh. Alright. With an audible, you all disappear. And... oh, did that not work? Hold on, I think my roll 20. No, not roll 20. Found. Oh no, it's loaded. Right, activate. Alright, hopefully you guys will move over in a moment. Are you guys at least on a blank screen?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm at 90%, not fully loaded yet.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
93%.
93.
Oh, it actually shows you a percentage. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Mhm.
I thought I made this map preloaded, but apparently I didn't. Yes, that's everybody there. Oh, I'm going to assume Lightning stayed on the ship.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Given that she's still knocked up.
Any word from Lighting's player?
I haven't. To be honest, they haven't. I haven't contacted them, but they haven't contacted me either.
Okay.
Tell me at least your percentage have got up a little bit.
97%.
Sounds like it's at least increasing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's going slower because of streaming.
Yeah.
Probably.
Let's just set up priorities. I don't know if you can,
No idea.
but then you don't want to set the streaming to be the lowest priority, so it wouldn't help. Yeah.
Not really. On the plus side, once the map loads the first time round, then you don't have to worry until next time you have to load it. Or next time the game's launched. I obviously need to learn to compress the file, so it's still detailed, but not like massive. Oh. No, you still haven't loaded. Come on, people.
We're trying. It's Foundry, I think.
No, it's because I have to send you the map from my location, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loaded. I'm the first one. That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh.
going to Brazil isn't such a bad thing.
The Brazilians are taking the internet.
Milk. Oh,
100%.
I'm signed in. Yes, I made it.
I'm in.
I'm still not in yet.
There's always one.
It only, yeah, it only just happened to me.
Oh, there we go.
All right. So, you all appear roughly here.
Ah, at the gate.
Yes.
Not quite at the map night shine, but you actually saved us a little bit of walking distance.
Yeah, it was how intended, you dummy. And he boops you. I mean, she boops you.
I get a scrunchy face rub my nose. All right, let's go on our way.
Yes, we should go to the temple together and fast.
Indeed.
So we double time to the temple.
Maybe we just teleport to the temple.
The Mithril map is a more grounded image for Nightshine, so this is safer.
I see. Okay.
If I were to use teleport, yeah, we'd go right to the Nightmare Sanctum.
All right. You guys start making your way to the temple. What path through the city you're going to plan to take?
Probably the
Direct.
just the main road to here, and then
Alright.
take the road to the temple.
Cool. So you're going straight up. All right. So when you actually get to the opening, sort of roughly about here, obviously the sun's getting a little bit lower, but you can still kind of get a sense coming from the temple direction. It's not smoke, so to speak. It's more a haze effect around that area.
Is this a magical haze or
It does
a
not-
demonic haze?
It does not seem demonic. It does not seem magical from your distance.
Milk Thistle is going to detect fiendish presence to see if there's any residue of devils or demons that have been through recently.
You
We need to
detect
be closer.
you detect nothing within 60 feet of you.
I'll keep it active until we get to the temple to see if there's anything stronger when we get there.
I guess we're going to outpace you.
I can trot and do this at the same time.
We are going straight to the front gate.
Alright, so you head straight to the temple, and there does appear to be at least not like a massive number of soldiers, but definitely enough soldiers around what appears to be designed to keep people from trying to get inside or anything like that.
Milk Thistle will present his holy symbol and say, I need to speak with High Priest Midnight Vision immediately. They're with me.
He looks at you and goes, I'm afraid only those with invitations are allowed to enter. If you're seeking priesthood, temporary shrines have been set up in buildings just south of here, and he sort of points down this direction.
No, that is unacceptable. We need to speak with High Priest Midnight Vision immediately. It is for temple business. Both myself and Alexandrite here have homes within this temple. We have every right to be here.
Then your homes have been relocated to most likely one of the other buildings.
Where's High Priest Midnight Vision?
I do not know. I assume he's within the nightmare building that's been set up for them.
Steel. I'm blanking on the name of the mayor that I had good tidings with in since the meeting.
Lilipad?
You mean the
Where's
Duchess?
Duchess Lilypad? Thank.
I'm afraid I do not know her current location.
Who gave the order to close down this entire temple?
That came from the, I want to say open story.
Endless Legends?
Let me see. No, wasn't Endless Legends
Was it in?
the
was the-
zebra who was over in the library?
Yeah, that was Endless Legend.
Oh god, this is a name I haven't actually come up in a little while. Here he is.
I do think it's Endless
Oh no,
Legends.
it's Endless Story.
Oh, yeah.
You're close. Alright, so yeah, it came from Endless Story until the damage can be assessed and no one else gets injured if any part of the building collapses.
Where's Field Marshal Thunder?
We're still Prism in that case.
He will tell you the field marshal is on his location is on a need to know basis.
Collapse. So, what type of attack happened here?
All information regarding that is on a need to know basis.
I don't believe they're going to divulge any other information. So you said there are shrines set up, and that's where the high priests have gone?
I would assume that's where they would be, yes.
Very well. We'll make our way there.
Yup.
So you see these smaller buildings here? They're actually the where they've been set up.
All right.
Nightshine's gonna try asking again before leaving. We came to help and offset the damage ourselves. We work we did help Field March Thunder and the nobles here multiple times.
If you've got authorization to enter, I need some sort of evidence.
Fine, I'll get some.
Wait, GM, that document I had from Lord Crystalheart that gave me permission to enter the Unification Hall, I still have that, don't I?
Yeah, they didn't. That was during the when that was like its headquarters and stuff.
But that was specifically to enter the Unification Hall. That wasn't just like an open
Oh
warrant.
no, up here, yeah. That was to allow you into the training grounds at the Unification Hall, yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
have
we'll... Go ahead.
We have the papers to enter and leave the city freely. I'm gonna try showing it to them.
He will have a look at them and will go, these are obsolete now, we're no longer under war footing.
Alright, Alexander is going to walk off into the noble district to Duchess Lilypad's house.
So Alex is walking to the noble section. Where's everybody else going? I think your guys are going to the sort of temporary temple place.
Yeah, Bernd is gonna look to Milk Thistle, and he's gonna give a nod before he starts heading over to find Midnight Vision. I almost blanked on his name there.
That's where Milk Thistle's going, so we'll go together.
Yep.
Nightshine's gonna try one last time.
Okay, yeah.
We came to help. Please tell me where we should go.
He just looks at you and I go, I'm afraid, no, you don't have any authorization to enter. If you wish to help, I would suggest you go to the temporary temples and see if you can assist them there in any way.
Do you have any words of the red unicorn steel prism?
No, I don't have any information regarding that individual.
I heard it was his birthday this month. But yeah, he will nod and go with Milk and Burnt.
All right, Alex, you run off by yourself. So, given Team Nightmare is going to reach their destination first, we'll go with them.
Alright.
So, you get to the buildings here. They're fairly sort of like simply put together. There is conjugations of like it's kind of busy. I mean, even with around the area of the temple, it itself seemed quite busy. You can actually see it's like it looks like there's been like flowers, offerings, candles. There's been quite a lot like placed down in regards to what's gone on. So. And it is quite a busy area, just in this entire sort of section here, with various things, and there are clerics that are kind of outside, sort of leading various groups in different types of prayers, depending on what it is. You can obviously see, you can definitely hear blaze ones calling for obviously vengeance and death to those who dare to attack such a holy site. And a mixture of all sorts of things. You would be able to locate the temple that will be associated with the night, with some easy deduction of what they've done with the buildings in this very short time.
Did we pass by any of the Luminous Temple people?
No, you have not seen any of the Princess Luminance temple.
So we saw the sun and the moon.
Yes, the sun and the moon is definitely here, because they're the biggest ones that really easily stand out. If you're looking out for the others, you can roll me perception if you're kind of looking for them on purpose.
I guess I would be trying to see. What's her name?
Kara.
No, Mo. Nice friendly mare to the Luminous. Wishful pen, yeah.
Wishful pen. Oh, you're looking for wishful pen. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'll look as well.
Cool.
As will I.
Everyone's looking out for wishful pen.
I need to get the sheet open.
She already died once.
If he's an ally of ours, she shouldn't go missing.
Perception. Blind.
I'll wait for a burnt before I say anything.
Yeah. Here we go.
All right. None of you sort of see wishful pen. Burnt and Milk, you both notice that there doesn't seem to be any. Sorry, you notice where there seems to be like another building set up for, which is not for the Night Princess or the Night Gods or the Day Gods. You get a sense that the others may be in there. Milk Thistle, you actually notice a bit more finer details that the other temple seems to be more focused towards the Unspoken and Kara. You guys are not seeing any clear signs of anything to do with, Milk Thistle, you're not seeing anything to do with Princess Luminance in this area.
Alright, so no sign of luminance or wishful pen. I mean, the Night Temple is obviously here, the Unspoken and Kara, but where is the Nightmare Temple?
Oh, the Nightmare one is in the Night Gods one.
Okay.
Yeah, she's one of the Night Gods, so she's in there with the Night ones.
I'm not seeing Wishful Pen or the Luminance Temple here at all. There's a good chance they set up at the library.
Yeah, that's more than likely.
We'll search there next night, Shine.
I'm just thinking, did you see anyone besides the sun and the moon?
Specifically, no. Who are we looking for?
I was just thinking maybe the attack was only on the wing of the sun and the moon.
I find that highly unlikely. If they had the entire temple shut down, probably someone or something must have hit the entire thing pretty hard.
Regardless of which wing of the temple was attacked, the entire temple would have been alerted and defended itself.
I
Quite so.
suppose.
Even though we walk very different paths, we all share the same temple, and there's no way we would allow it to be assaulted.
In any case, I think we shall move on.
Yeah,
I need to speak with Midnight Vision first.
That's what I mean. Let's go talk with him.
Okay.
yep.
So we make our way to the night area.
Yeah. So you again, it's fairly busy. You're able to sort of work your way through and move through the individuals around here, and eventually get into obviously the temple itself. It won't take you too long. You're fairly recognisable, Milk Thistle, at this point in time. So you easily be able to grab somebody and ask to speak with Midnight. Oh God, Vision. My brain. You'll be able to speak to a Midnight Vision. You're not waiting very long at all before Midnight Vision will come down and speak to you.
And I give the bell.
Burn will give a bow as well.
Greetings.
High Priest.
I do wish our meeting was a bit more on favourable terms.
We were able to arrive quickly thanks to teleportation.
Can you tell us what exactly happened?
An individual of a metallic design or creation seemed to attack the temple itself. I do not know the full details of exactly what happened. I knew they had some strange sort of protection that stopped most getting close to them. But somehow that was, as far as I'm aware, that was disabled, and more of the guards were able to start to intervene. But that's when maybe they had some sort of very powerful magical item or spell which rendered severe damage to the ceiling of the temple, which caused some of it to collapse.
So, as soon as he says that, Bird starts. He's controlling himself, but he, in his eyes, are able. Milk Thistle and Night Shiner are both able to see the sudden, very brief flicker of like intense rage just pass right on through, and he takes a deep breath before giving a nod. I see.
Yes, after the dust had the initial dust had settled, and we're able to work out what has actually happened. That's just when it was discovered the Queen was missing, along with obviously numerous other individuals who were in the temple at the time.
He's still present and missing as well.
Yes, he was last seen fighting the individual as far as I recall.
Ah, shit.
Milk?
Yes.
Make sure to prepare sending to him tonight.
I will.
Aliens?
High Priest, this metallic creature, did any of the guards suffer wounds from shurikens and poison from him?
The guards, some of the guards that were killed did appear to have odd wounds, which looked like something had passed through their body at high speed. we have not fully looked into matters, but I know shurikens were found at the scene.
There can be no doubt. This is the metallic creature that was fighting with the demon we killed here in Village of Town. The one that fell down into the whirlpool of the sewers we warned you about.
I do believe there are some things still at the site that may link into it more.
Alright. Can we have a... We can only get in there with an invitation, Midnight Vision. Is there a way that we can obtain one from you?
I can accompany you, and you can enter with me.
Thank you.
I believe there are a number of individuals in there currently investigating, as well as clearing away the rubble in an attempt to see if there's any people trapped beneath it. But given the structure is almost entirely made out of marble, it is unlikely.
Do you know if a luminance worshipper by the name of Wishful Pin was able to make it out safely?
I do not know of all those that were affected, but most of the damage was done to the central hall. So the individual wings themselves did not suffer any severe damage.
When did this attack occur?
It was... it occurred... I believe it occurred around about 10 a.m. or thereabout.
Just today.
Yes, it has not been long.
Then they couldn't have gotten far.
Yeah.
I do not believe this metallic creature has the ability to teleport. Though it moves quickly, it's still moving on hoof.
The city has been under lockdown since the incident.
It's possible that he could have gotten out.
What were you saying, Netron?
If the tomb disappeared, they may have just used some sort of teleportation.
I certainly hope not. Let's make haste to the temple. See what we can find.
Agreed.
Alright. Follow me. And he will start heading over. Alexandrite!
Bird will.
Alright, so you make your way to the noble section. You will actually be stopped at the guardhouse.
Alright.
And the guards there will say, I'm afraid no one is taking any guess at this moment in time.
Could you tell Duchess Lilypad that Alexandra Beacon wishes to speak to her?
The message can be passed along, but they will not receive it straight away.
Alright.
Where are you if they wish to see you?
I will be at Opal's Tavern.
Understood.
Alright. I guess I will head back then.
I'll be nice and let you find them as you kind of enter the area. You will see their little group sort of heading towards the temple. Do you want to sneak into the end, or do you just want to sort of look sad and not join them?
I'll sneak in with them and I guess find out, like, oh, they could have just gone to the temple and got permission to get in.
Yeah.
When you make friends with people who in charge of the certain temples, you get some privileges.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't think those privileges, though.
Well, I mean, it's mostly because of Milkfist, to be honest.
Yeah, and honestly, a paladin at a temple should have access to that temple. I mean, a cleric and a paladin are like the most devout followers of a specific god, so you know they should have some pull.
Yeah.
Some leeway.
I mean, you'll be allowed to obviously help out in the damage one type of thing. You would be given like various support, and if they turn around and go, we need volunteers to help do stuff, they would pick from that group. But obviously they're not asking for that sort of thing at the moment. All right. As you guys walk through, Midnight Vision is literally allowed in past the cordon that's been set up, and and you guys are. He gives an indication that you're all with him, and you are able to enter into the All Seasons Temple. So in here, it's actually there's lots of magical lights been set up, so it's actually very well lit in here, and you can actually see that a good portion of the ceiling has collapsed. It looks like it's completely blocking where the Sun Temple or the Sun Wing would actually be. The Queen's sort of, I'm going to say it, sarcophagus is it's cracked open. Well, at least the top of it has been sort of broken and torn aside, but it's right on the edge where the rubble is, so the rubble almost covered it. The author's book, which is like a big statue to do with the author's book, has been broken as well, as well as loads of like rubble and everything else all scattered down, and this is all pieces of marble. You can see various people who are obviously working to attempt to clear the rubble. There's actually quite a large number of ponies in here working away.
I want to detect magic to see if I can see any. I forgot the words. But I will detect magic around the sarcophagus.
And I will begin detecting fiendish presence as well to see if there's any residue of an aura.
And I will be sorry.
A lingering hour, that's what I'm looking for.
All right. And Bird is going to be detecting chaos around the sarcophagus. See if there's anything left.
You're
I know Detect Evil does jack shit for this type of situation, so I'm going to ask the guards if there's any of those shurikens that we can take.
There is nothing that they say you can take, but you can definitely look at various things, as there are points where they are lodged into the wall and stuff like that.
All right.
You're not getting any lingering auras, Nightshine, that you are detecting, but you do detect magic on the Queen's sarcophagus, and I mean the only other thing you detect magic on are various individuals in the temple itself. No fiendish presence, and Bernd, you are detecting some individuals in here are chaotic in nature.
Those are probably the Blaze worshippers.
Not many have that kind of a powerful aura. There's only a few, including the High Priest herself, but not many.
So there must have been some sort of chaos around here.
Without a doubt.
Can I be quite frank with you, Milk Thistle?
You should only be frank with me, Bernd.
As of seeing the state of the All Seasons Temple and seeing how they desecrated this holy place, I'm seeing all red. I'm keeping it reined in. I'm still seeing all red. I am pissed beyond all belief.
Good. Unleash that hatred and fury on our enemies when they're discovered. They deserve it all.
Oh, I'll do much worse than that. No, at this rate.
Midnight Vision says the temple may be damaged, but It is repairable, but numerous individuals have lost their lives today, or did lose their lives today. They necessarily cannot be replaced.
Apart from the guards, were any of the high priests of the temple killed in this attack?
No, none that I'm aware of. But it would have been anyone, as he gestures towards where the rubble is, anyone within that area of the temple. There would definitely be normal guards, maybe low-level clerics, as well as any of the populace that were moving through the area. I believe most ran out when the initial attack first happened, or at least retreated into various wings. So it was only those who were combatant who moved in, would have been caught in it.
How long did the attack take?
It was not long, but most of these instances don't normally take long.
Milk,
Yes.
can you figure out where the battle ended?
Yes. Jam, I'm gonna roll survival to track to see where the battle began, if possible, and where it ended.
Ooh.
We fought against this enemy before, so I would be familiar with tracks of residue that he left behind.
Okay.
So I'm gonna see if he tracked out to one specific location, or if his tracks just end, signaling teleportation.
I want to give him +1 with guidance.
No, that's fine.
Thank you.
So one of the biggest issues you're going to have is this is a high trafficked area. So any of the normal sort of telltale signs that you could tell of like people's movements and stuff are very much lost here. You can tell, you can sort of pick out some more obvious ones. Obviously indications of combat, where people may have been injured and there might be still signs of blood on the floor, and that sort of thing. So that's kind of more what you're relying on rather than footprints and what have you. Just making you sort of that a little bit aware.
Did we successfully make the construct bleed when we fought it?
Not that
Then
you're
what?
aware of.
The one thing I remembered was that I tried to give him some flesh worms, and it didn't work on him.
I'm also going to be looking for bits of what his body would be made out of. If I remember correctly, he still has an adamantine sword, doesn't he?
No, that's me.
You do. That's right,
Yeah.
you do.
I believe you know he's got at least two swords on him. You at least worked out one was holy. I don't know if you inspected it too much more than that.
That was a sword that was lent to Burn for his trial.
Yeah.
That was returned to him. His other sword, I believe, is a flaming sword. That was the one that was up above his mantle when we picked him up.
I believe the flame sword is the one what Alex had.
I thought Alex found his armor.
He found his sword and armor too,
Yeah.
Okay.
He did lose his sword
we-
somewhere.
Okay, in that case, we probably don't know what his other sword was. I'm trying to see if any of the guards managed to knock some of the construct's body parts off. Because I know what he looks like, so I would know what his body is made out of. I'm going to try to find any scrapes, residue, dust, anything of that nature that would have belonged to him.
No, that's fine.
Bird is gonna attempt to assist.
Yeah, that's fine. You can roll an assistance because I haven't given you a description of what your number actually gives you yet. I've just letting you know the sort of things which you will be utilising to determine it. Because
Yeah,
footprints
no
won't
worries.
help you.
Would that be another survival roll or a perception roll?
No, no, no. This is all still based on the same one at the moment. Because, like I said, I
Okay.
haven't given you your final answer. I've only told you what you have to rely on because there isn't footprints, or there's so many footprints you can't really tell it much. So, anybody else wanting to look at anything in any particular aspect, using any other skills?
Let's see. I don't know if I can use war or my soldier stuff here.
If you can explain to me how to use it, and if I feel it suits it, then yes, you can.
I guess kind of like looking over like kind of the damage in the areas and trying to like put together the fight, how it like went down.
Mm, that strikes me more of either. I think it's like tactics, or I think there's a sort of thing to do with combat or stuff. Because soldier is more
Warfare.
about how to be a soldier and various things like that.
Uh,
I think what you might be referring to is more of an engineering based role.
Well, I don't have engineering. So, yeah.
Could someone with engineering, I know Nightshine has it, look to the damage done to the roof of the temple to see what caused it?
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, it was some kind of spell. I think that's enough to go on, but I can try. I can try.
It will give you other stuff if you're all high enough as well. Because your guys are this is kind of your investigation role. So I'm determining what you're all looking into, and then I'm going to combine it all together and give you like one big overall answer.
I'm going to use knowledge engineering from the damage rubbles on the near the tomb up to the ceiling.
Yeah, that's fine. There will probably be other things you do pick out on which you're not aware of before making this roll.
And I do use my 1d6.
Yep. I see you 1d6. Cool. Right, Alex. Anything you at all can think of, you might be able to help in regards to this.
Not really. Paladins don't get enough skill points for me to be like, oh yeah, let's throw things in this.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Let's go with what skills do you have? Let's see if there's anything we can do.
Geography, history, and nobility.
Those are your background skills. Do you have any ranks in survival?
I have 1 rank in survival.
You could roll to assist.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think I can get 2 assists.
yeah. You
yeah,
can
I
have 2
already
assists.
rolled.
There's,
Sure, I'll assist.
yeah, there's enough area space that you could have a few people assist you with it. All right. um, so you all start heading off and investigating various things and trying to piece it together to a point. Midnight Vision sort of kind of leaves you guys to it and just sort of observes and watches what you get up to. Working together as a team, there's a number of things that you can work out. The initial attack, as far as you can see, happened further into the temple, so the individual itself did not become noticed until there were at least almost to the Queen's sarcophagus, and that is when the initial attack seemed to have taken place, and you notice sort of obviously blood stains and various things like that, and numerous with Nightshine's engineering checks, you are able to work out sort of the initial points where he was kind of stood when the shurikens were potentially fired based on angles and other fancy mathematical things. So you can work out key points where he was at least stood at. So what you can work out is obviously he was discovered sort of fairly close to where the Queen was. There are some blood stains or some marks on the floor indicating people were injured here. There's definitely a lot of movement around here, as there's various places where it looks like combat has happened. Nightshine, you can actually work out the possible location somebody was stood when whatever effect they used may have been activated, based again on how everything had fallen and how the damage to the building itself looks. You don't know if this was magic. There's definitely a more physical aspect to what you're able to see with the damage to the structure of the building itself. For the most part, it looks stable, but should any significant more impact happen to the temple, there's a good chance that more of the portion of the ceiling could come down. So if anyone starts firing a gun or sets off a fireball here, you probably don't want to be inside the temple, basically.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You guys can ask some finer details, because that's more of a basic overview. There might be certain key things you want to know about, and I can give you some more information.
Yes, the sarcophagus was it damaged prior to the roof falling, or is the roof falling what caused the sarcophagus to open?
It does not look like the sarcophagus was damaged by the stone. There is stone obviously nearby it, but you don't notice any signs that the stones have done this. Also, your best guess is it was damaged after the ceiling had collapsed. There's no signs of large stones being in there, but there is a good indication of a layer of dust in there, and it's not like a layer of dust like there was a body there and it's been taken out. It's more of there's just a layer of dust in there, so it has coated the inside without anything being inside of it.
Okay. Since this was the beginning of the battle, where did the fight stop? Because that's what's going to tell us whether or not the attacker ran away on a hoof or if they teleported.
Your guess is the fighting stopped the moment the ceiling was destroyed. So Nightshine can give an indication of basically where he was stood when it came to an end. But if he moved onwards from that position, it's uncertain.
That would mean the ceiling collapsed first. That's what stopped the fighting, and then the sarcophagus was opened up, and the Queen's body was taken. If that's the case, then Steele had to have been incapacitated either when the ceiling collapsed or prior to the ceiling collapsing. Because there's no way he would still be breathing and allow the sarcophagus to be attacked like that.
Yeah.
Could it happen around the same time? Like,
Within a brief moment?
like,
Wait.
out of character, I'm thinking like, okay, UFO beaming people up type of thing. Like,
the Queen's sarcophagus is quite thick marble, so it definitely takes significant force acting upon it to potentially break it. So for a normal pony, it would have taken a lot of effort. For the robot, because that's where your minds are going, maybe one or two swings, but you don't quite know the full potential of your strength.
Could the sarcophagus be opened before the roof fell?
No, because you wouldn't have allowed it.
There's no
Well,
signs.
hold on.
Oh, sorry, carry on.
I think Nightshine's trying to ask if Steel took the body himself and escaped with it before the ceiling collapsed. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking just, could the sarcophagus had been opened before the ceiling fell? Just that.
Um, Probably not, because you don't have any large stones from the ceiling in it. That is the only thing what you can kind of guess, which would indicate that it was opened afterwards. If you mean prior to this entire fight, like before Steel brought it here, then yes, that would be possible. There would be no telling if it was opened years before or anything like that.
And there is a cloud of dust inside the sarcophagus.
Yes, but this is a high possibility that this is from the fact that the ceiling collapsed would have thrown a lot of dust up into the air, and that's now obviously partially settled inside.
Okay.
Do we know if Steel was here? Because if he had caught wind of some kind of attack, he may have taken the Queen's body and may not have even been here. Like Steel's missing. Did he die in the fight? Did he give chase? What happened to Steel?
Are you asking Midnight Vision this?
Yes, Milkfist will go to Midnight Vision. We've done an investigation over the area. We've managed to determine that the ceiling collapsed before the sarcophagus was destroyed. I can imagine Steel would permit any damage to happen to the Queen herself or allow her to be taken while he's still breathing. Do we know for a fact that Steel was here at the time of the attack?
From all eyewitnesses, yes, he was fighting, or at least involved in the fighting in this area.
Was his body found? Did he die, or is he missing?
His body has not been found. The assumption is he gestures towards the pile of rubble. He is somewhere underneath that.
Then we need to clear this out immediately to verify.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, there are people working on that, but there are some large bits of marble that have obviously collapsed here, and it is taking some effort to move some of these pieces. You can see a good portion of it has been cleared away, but not fully yet. There is one other thing that was discovered. We've moved it elsewhere. If you follow me, and he will take you down sort of the back areas, and actually takes you down to which will be considered kind of the morgue area. There are a number of bodies that are covered up down here at this moment in time, but he takes you over to one of the slabs that doesn't have a body on it, but it looks like a piece of, well, machinery. There's weird coloured strings coming out of it, and it's definitely got it's clearly made out of some sort of metal and various other pieces. Not sure exactly what it is, but that is on the table. It is kind of rectangular, but it's got various not quite holes in it, but almost like a mesh effect in various places where you can kind of see inside and see there's more inner workings with more various different coloured strings, as well as what looks like possibly gold on it or something similar to gold, though that sort of thing.
I think that's my job. I'm going to put on the goggles and look at it.
I was just about to suggest that, actually.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
You put the goggles on. You feel the things drill into your brain. So, you enjoy your. Oh, is that not rolling? Oh, there comes the dice. There you go, 5 points of non-lethal damage. As you begin your investigation on this, it actually will identify it fairly well in the initials of just looking at it. Obviously, like you see desk, table, you see you know various of the labelling around it, but it seems to label this as a personal shield attachment.
Condition.
Destroyed.
Anything about it being repairable?
You want to know if repairable. So that will cost you 7 points of non-lethal damage. It will mark it as salvageable if brought to a suitable technician. It then goes locating technician, none found.
Going to scratch my head.
So, I just have thought. Is there a way that, is there a way, Nightshine, that you can see or find out who its previous wielder was?
Do I still?
What is it you want to find out? Sorry.
History of registered owners.
Previous user.
Previous user. So you look at it a bit more. Actually, this it will process. It actually sort of like it's almost like scanning various things on it, and it definitely looks like it's taken a little bit more processing. And as you feel the things sort of snake around in your brain a bit more, and you feel it taxing for 10 points in non-lethal. It will tell you that it was newly constructed within the last 2 weeks, and it was made. I need to get its name. Bear with me.
Robo deer.
You for stuff which I didn't think you would get to, so bear with me. I need to grab where I have this thing's name. Oh, if you're trying to work out what the robot's name was, it will tell you the designation as B4, but you do get some more additional stuff. Where is it gone? Did I put it under here? Oh no, is that the wrong one? No, yeah, that's the wrong one. Oh, what was the book called? Central. No, not those ones. No. Oh, have I not moved it over? Yeah, no worries. Right, everything's full screen. Oh, I need to clean this folder. Here we go. No, not that one. Oh, bugger. I accidentally closed what I had open. Let's try that again. Here we go. No, that's fine. I'm just almost at the information.
So yeah, that's scary information that this thing has been made 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I had the feeling that this was gonna happen.
So someone new ruminant technology that is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's it called? What's it called? Is it here?
It's like E11 something or other.
Hazards. No, not there. Not there. Not there. Not there. Approaching one behind the car. No. Science, sun. No, not that one. Don't know. Not that the sockets.
I hope it wasn't cement, though.
Okay, is this it? Oh yeah. Yeah, okay, here we go. Despite the goose. Okay, no, it didn't have an official name. Cool. Right. It gives you the name of a settlement. The settlement doesn't mean too much to you in itself. It will translate to something very ruminant sounding, but just by its name alone, it doesn't stand out to you. But that's where it indicates it was constructed.
Can you look up that name?
How? Oh, but I'm going to quote unquote click on the name, see if I get more information.
Alright, so you would query the name, which you can do, and it will give you this information. It turns out this is the capital of the Ruminant Empire. It seemed to be a major metropolis society. And you get images sort of flash up very quickly, and which will cause 12 points of non-lethal damage. And you basically get the sense that this was some sort of like, to you, looked like very futuristic civilization. And basically it was constructed there.
Google Maps.
Any chance that I'm seeing enough image of the place that I could try to teleport there? Like if I had scryed on the place before?
You're seeing images from like a few hundred years ago. You do not know if they're even accurate, so you would be unsure. You could attempt it, but you do not know what will happen.
You zoom out on the kind of area to kind of get like where it is in the world.
It's still images. It's not like Google Maps. But you can attempt to if you want to get like show me where it is. You can like try and get like a as Alex is saying, like a Google map or a map image of and its pinpoint location. If that's what you want, you can try.
I will try that while also paying attention if I can get any geographical information of the place.
All right. You are suddenly bombarded with a lot of info. You take a further 15 points of non-lethal damage.
This is pain.
How you doing there, Nightshine?
You are not healing me again.
You are.
I know, but just want to make sure you're not like gonna fall down.
Yeah.
So, with the amount of information you get, can you make me a knowledge geography check?
I will even cast a spell for this. Oh, yeah, I should have this spell prepared. Cognition, go. So, a +7 to my d20 without going past 20.
Okay.
Knowledge geography.
Yes.
We'll add my 1d6.
Understood. So you get +7 as long as it doesn't go over 20, correct?
Yeah.
And that's 20 on the dice roll.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, so that will give
Nice
you that number. Yeah. You're not 100% sure. You're like 80% sure that you're kind of stood already where the city was at one point. It is here. Or it was here.
So, this place used to be a ruminant metropolis. Then it became a tribe of bones metropolis. And then it became a pony metropolis.
Well, it's clear there's nothing obviously on the surface of its remains, that much you're certain. But its original location many hundreds of years ago was here.
Maybe it's further below ground.
It would be really funny if he went down that sewer place and found ruminant ruins. That would be so funny.
That's what happened.
I mean, that's very unlikely, but
I mean, think about it. Why would he let himself... Well, I mean, obviously he's able to breathe underwater because, you know, hey, cyborg here, have fun with that. He allowed himself to go down because he knew where he was. He knew where he had to be.
I'm pretty sure he struggled. But,
No, you kind of saw it when he hit the water. He just kind of went straight down. I mean, when you're kind of made out of metal, you don't float. You just saw him go plop, and he went. There was no struggling. He just sort of disappeared.
he tried to grab milk before dying.
Oh yeah, well he
like
did attempt to grab milk, but he didn't leap up out of the water. He was actually hiding underneath the ledge.
Yeah.
Nightshine's going to convey information to party as evil cleric.
What is it, Nightshine?
I just imagine Nightshine repeating out the last 20 minutes of conversation.
Okay. I'll be honest, I wasn't paying full attention to all of it.
Basically, Ruminant City is right under us, basically, like...
Oh, that sounds important. That's
So
why
travel
we're...
build on top of Ruminant City, then ponies build on top of that.
So, ruminant, tribe of bones, ponies. How far underground is the ruminant civilization?
And that's the thing, it wasn't underground. It says it was here, but there's nothing here now, so I can assume it's gone. Or it may be hidden.
I mean, what better place to hide it than underground?
How many
Underwater.
years before the Trump of Bones?
Well, anything else we should look into before we remove my goggles?
Hmm.
Yeah, how many years before the Trump of Bones?
Okay, gonna try to figure how many centuries ago that was.
Um, the ruminant dating system doesn't really make any sense to you, so you wouldn't know exactly how long ago.
I'm sorry, Milk. They use months and 10 days. I cannot make heads or tails of this.
But it was many, many years ago, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can at least whenever the ruminant were active, which was like, um, well, it was before cats were on the planet, basically.
Nightshine, remember when you looked into the eyes of those other robots? You do the same with this one.
Uh, I can try accessing before.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I was like, oh, did I just break the GM with that suggestion?
Hmm.
Roll me a fortitude save.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. I feel like the GM is bullying me.
Oh, you didn't need to make that one blind. Let me reveal it for you. I think I revealed it. No?
Oh, it's still blind.
Mm-hmm.
Eh. There we go. Alright.
Hey.
You go to connect. It seems like it tries to do something, but then you suddenly get a load of errors and stuff, and there's suddenly an awful like feedback screech, but thankfully it doesn't get to you, and you're able to act quick enough to get the goggles off before it seems to do anything anything severe to you. You do take 1 point of intelligence drain, though.
Oh, that's drain, not damage.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I will point out you did pass that check.
I am so tired of getting brain damage. It hurts.
Take the goggles off.
He's
It's
already
already
taken off
off.
at this point.
Okay.
From that screeching, I can only imagine that he set up some sort of defenses to block his
Oh.
block us from seeing him.
Only Nightshine heard the screeching, no one else did.
Oh.
All
my
you
bad.
suddenly sort of hear is Nightshine scream even more girly than normal and kind of rip the goggles off.
Oh, sorry about that.
What did you see?
I think I saw a firewall. But no, I didn't. I didn't see anything, just pain and suffering on my end.
What were you trying to look at?
I was following Alex's suggestion and trying to see what the big cyborg was seeing.
And from your reaction, I'm guessing that it must have put up some sort of countermeasure in place.
Either that or he's always screwed up on his head.
Did we learn the name of the demon that the ruminant magus we killed serves?
Taglord was the name they used to refer to him.
I believe. I believe that's something you worked out. There was another name. I'm sure I've shared with you.
Some kind of shadowy figure, hooded figure.
Um, I needed. I now need to go back to check Nightshine because I have a name here. Um,
Amethyst had mentioned his name. I just don't remember what it was.
Actually, while I'm scrolling through you, let's just search for the name and see if I told you. Yes, I did tell you, Nightshine.
Are you referring to something the clever, the deity of Forge and Summer?
No, no, not that.
And
If
Uh,
you can't
you
remember,
ready?
then your character can't remember.
You can make an intelligence test to try and remember. If you remember, I will share the information with you again that you already have. If you can find it, then you don't have to make that check because it's you
I'll try.
remembering the DC is 10.
I'll try to check just to make it easy for me.
No.
Do I know anything?
Well, it was one of those ones you either were going to pass or fail. You actually know. You remembered. Right. Jump. Right. This, let me just check. You recall this. This passage was, I believe, in one of the Ruminant books, recalled basically the end. Is this going to you? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just. I actually. Oh. Wait a moment. Didn't the nice dwarf lady say something about the elves leaving?
Yeah, they did.
I see. So I was expecting this big demon to be one of the four dominant deities, which maybe it is. Mm, scratch the head which has brain damage.
Wait. What'd you find, Nightshine?
Well, he didn't. He remembered something.
There was, well, one of the books. There was something about this old one. Ah, shoot on. Maybe that's the demon. I'm not sure.
Ashton. Let's see. What skills do I have?
You can put the spell into the game if you want to share that with people. That's fine.
I do think it's funnier this way.
Fair enough.
Ashiton.
I would like to roll Lore Occult to see if I recognize the name.
I can tell you now that this is one of those things where you definitely have not come across it unless you have read the books that Nightshine has.
Fair
and then
enough.
you would have the information Nightshine has.
Ashton.
I think I managed to read 3 books.
I believe you did.
Yeah. I'm still angry. Now my main point with Nightshine is getting wish and wishing those books back.
Well, whoever this thing is, whatever it is, we need to put a stop to it.
Agreed.
Uh, I suggest we check if Steel is under the rubble before deciding our next move.
Yeah.
Because I, if I had to guess, I would guess the demon came here to get the heart of Everglow, but maybe he didn't. Scratch head. I don't know, I have brain damage.
Milk Thistle, could you cast Full Strength on me?
Are you going to clear out the rubble?
Yeah.
Burn, we need your assistance as well.
Right.
I will
Simple.
cast full strength on the two of them, and
You
start
guys
hitting
are currently still in the depths of the temple, still in the morgue,
well,
basically, with Midnight Vision, who's sort of just quietly listening to you guys discuss things.
I don't think we've mentioned the Heart of Everglow to anyone else because Still did say he wanted to keep that secret.
Correct.
I am saying it right now.
Yeah, I
Was
believe
Still,
Alex may have let it slip with somebody else, but that is it.
Alex, you don't know how to keep secrets, man. You can't be trusted with anything.
I think that was ages ago, but I think it was. I can't remember who it was with, but I believe he did let it slip once, but that was it.
Yeah, that
Alright.
was the what's her face from the Luminance Temple, I think.
Yeah, you can't be trusted, dude. Not a good look. Was Steel in possession of the Heart of Everglow, or was it secured in the sarcophagus?
It should have been with Steel.
The last time you remember seeing it was Still had it on his person.
Okay, then. Yeah, well, now that it's out in the open, Milk will go ahead and explain to Midnight Vision what's going on. We need to get back up to the rubble and clear it out to find out if Steel's body is there. The Heart of Everglow is a powerful artifact that essentially can take the life force of others and give it to the holder. That's why Steel has been able to live for so long with his youth.
I don't think you need to say all those details.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
He raises an eye at that. Seems an odd item for a paladin to hold on to.
He did not take it on purpose.
Raises
But
many questions.
If the demon has come into possession of it, then everyone is in danger.
Not quiet.
How so, young one?
Well, from what we learned, he doesn't need it, but he wants it. It wouldn't be the end of everything if he got it. It would just be really bad.
Bad enough for us to need to act quickly.
regardless, we need to get Steel out of the rubble if he's even there.
Well, we already have many people working on the rubble itself. A few extra bodies will make not too much difference, even with magical assistance. It's one of those things which will take time.
Very well, then.
Marble is sadly quite a heavy thing, and it needs to be moved delicately in case there is air pockets where people may still be alive.
Very well, then. Then I shall be at Opal's Tavern. I have business there.
Well, but if you wish to assist, then you may help with the uncovering efforts. We do have teams of people coming in to replenish those who are working there, so the groups who are doing it will be kept refreshed continuously.
I'm gonna put those 2 charges back onto the wand since I didn't use them.
Yep, that's fine.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead and fix that.
Yeah. Nightshine took off the goggles, right?
Yeah,
It's
he basically almost ripped him off his head and very quickly.
Nightshine, would you like me to heal you, or are you all right with that?
I'm going to sleep. I will feel better.
All right.
All right. How much of the diamond is Milk Thistle's share?
Can we talk about money in the morning?
This is temple business. If you need to rest, by all means, go rest.
Okay, are we giving Lord Weasel his fair share this time?
Lord Weasel is yours. If Lord Weasel requires a share of anything, it should come from you.
Okay, so each person should get this much worth of diamonds.
The temple is in need of this diamond. Can any of you spare more to give to it?
Sure.
The temple can have my full share.
The temple can have mine as well.
Excellent.
I wouldn't mind getting my share in gold.
You can.
Would you like me to take your share to the Griffin Bank and get the coin exchange for you while you rest?
I don't need it immediately, but I just would like my share in gold. Yeah.
Oh no! Why is it the Griffin Bank?
Because it's a bank and it's ran by Griffins.
The temple would buy the diamond dust stuff you Nightshine.
But I do actually think. This is hard to think because I have brain damage.
It's only 1 point of drain. It's not that bad.
I know, but I also have 49 points of non-lethal damage.
True.
Question to the GM. How much would someone be happy if they got that much gold or diamond dust?
It depends on the individual. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure your random Joe Smo would be over the moon.
I mean, you give it to a peasant, and it would be like he won the lottery. Again, a jeweler will make good use of it. Temples generally will keep hold of it. They wouldn't necessarily act ecstatic, but they will definitely accept it and pay you the correct amount.
I think I was thinking before we get away with it, because I was actually thinking we may end up having to use this to revive someone eventually. I think we should keep it as party funds instead of just giving to the temple.
That is also fair, because
Yeah.
we would have to pay the temple like the things we just gave them, basically. If
That's true. If that's the case, then the diamond dust should be with me, since I'll be the one that would resurrect.
all right, we'll retcon the giving the diamond dust to the temple for now.
That's fine.
All right, Alexander would still head to both taverns in case Precious Lily Pad came back.
So the full value of the diamond was 11,500 GP.
Yep.
How would we convert that to diamond dust? Like, do we just take a mortar and pestle and just grind it up bit by bit?
I don't quite know how they would turn diamond into dust in this sort of magical era, to be honest, because you need a bit more than just mortar and pestle.
You need like a crusher, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the way I kind of see it is you can kind of use normal a diamond to do it. It just kind of during the spell casting, like dissolves to dust basically. So as long as you've got a suitable diamond, then you're fine. What you will find if you use a too large a diamond, it will dissolve to dust, but what will remain will be the amount left over.
Okay.
We can just keep the diamond chunk and use it as needed.
Yes.
All right. In that case, yeah, since we will need to hold on to it for party purposes, it's still in my inventory, so I'll just keep it there until we need it.
Yeah. So basically, the first time you use it, it will then crumble to dust.
Right. And Nightshine, do I know you've got Draincast on you?
You shouldn't, and out of character. I had 21 intelligence, now I have 20, so having one drain right now won't change anything.
Alright.
So,
Let me know when you want to fix that.
I will. But there's something else Nightshine's going to book you about. Milk, I don't want to be a girl anymore.
Get some rest. We're gonna be.
What, you're a girl?
I need 10 days after you leave.
Okay.
I was gonna say, oh wow, Alexandrite really came back once he heard that Nightshine was a mare.
Get some rest, Nightshine. You're exhausted. In the morning, I'll re-prepare my spells and we'll get this curse lifted off of you.
Okay.
And to the party, I know Burn needs to send a message. I'm gonna prepare another sending for Steel to find out if he's still alive. Are there any other messages that need to be sent? I can send one more.
Sadly, your internal clock's been messed up a little bit, and you do need to wait at least 24 hours before you can attempt to rejig your spells. And you have been up technically only since you prepared your spells at 5 p.m.
Okay, so it'll take some time regardless.
Yeah.
I think you should send a message to Burns Master.
Yeah, that's what I originally DM'd him about earlier.
We'll just have to wait for that.
Yep.
All right.
For the rest of the evening, Nightshine's gonna go to sleep. Alexandrite's going to his tavern.
Before Nightshine leaves, he will ask me and Night Vision to not share the information about the Heart of Everglow with anyone.
I understand the importance of information and when it should be shared and when it should be kept secret.
He will nod and leave.
So, I got a question for you, Steel. When we were in this area, it was really crowded, right? Really busy.
Yes.
Is it still as crowded and as busy as it was earlier?
Yes.
All right. So,
I just realised
Bird is
the time hasn't been ticking along.
Yeah. So, Bird is gonna head over there, and is there like a high spot that he could like stand on, like a fountain or something, where his voice is able to be projected?
There isn't anywhere you can kind of stand on. There are a number of priests around who have basically like got placed things down to make them stand up above the crowd so they can obviously talk and preach and do sermons to those who are outside. But that's really it.
Right.
If you do plan to do what you're planning to do, you would be competing against other clerics who are obviously offering prayers and stuff in regards to the temple and their particular deities.
Well, I wrote this speech. I'm not letting it go to waste.
No, that's fine.
So,
Just letting you know.
yeah, no worries. I'm gonna guess this would be a diplomacy roll. But
First,
after
it'll be
yeah, he's good.
hearing the
Sorry.
speech, and then we'll see if a diplomacy roll is required.
All right. He's going to walk over to one of the Nightmare Priest and ask if he could borrow a box or something like a crate to stand on.
They wouldn't have anything. They wouldn't have a. I'm trying to remember what they would actually call it.
Soapbox.
No, it wouldn't be. They're using something a bit more fancy than a soapbox.
A podium?
A podium, yeah. They wouldn't
Alright.
have any podiums spare for you just to borrow.
Alright. Alright, so he's going to, and I apologize in advance if I get loud. I wrote this in the morning and just going off of the vibrations of the character. He's going to project himself in as loud as he could, and he is going to say, "Everyone, a great travesty has occurred on this day. Our queen's body was stolen by one of our enemies. A chaotic enemy was going to desecrate our glorious queen's visage and turn her into a mockery. This angers me more than I have ever gotten before, and it should anger all of you as well. Tell me, which of you stood up to this fiend as he fled with our queen's body? If any of you said, 'Not me,' then you were and are not strong enough. But I can change that. I was once known simply as Burned Requiem, but no longer. I am Lictor Burned Requiem, General of the Chaos Knights, and my hatred is boiling." As he slams his hoof down as hard as he could on like the one of the nearby tables.
Okay.
If you follow me and join me in being a Chaos Knight, I will teach you and help you harness your rage, anger, and hatred. I will show you how to direct at your foes and help you learn how to strike them down in order to bring our queen's body back to Villa Town. The trial of becoming a Chaos Knight is a hard one. It will test you both physically, emotionally, and mentally. If you should join me, we shall bring back our honor and dignity when we rescue the queen's body and strike down forces of chaos. We are angry. He slams his hoof down once again as hard as he could on the table. We will not sit here and take this. Not from our neighbors, not from our enemies, and certainly not the forces of chaos. So, who is with me? We haven't much time. The forces of chaos are going to enact their plans with our beloved queen's body. Which of you has the courage to protect your family and your land? As he just slams his hoof down one final time.
Okay. This will be the diplomacy moment. Or you can roll intimidate.
Let's see. Oddly enough, diplomacy is better than intimidate by one. So, would this be public or blind?
I'm going to go with public because you're kind of going to realise the sort of response of the crowd pretty quickly.
Yeah, once they start throwing tomatoes at you.
Oh. Looks like it might stop on. It froze a mine. It looked like it was stuck between like three numbers. So
Yeah.
I think you rolled 11.
Yeah, I saw 11 at the last one.
I'm being nosy because it was either 11 or 13. Okay.
I got a 22 on the.
Yeah, I saw. I saw the overall number. You definitely would catch the interest of those that have more of a blaze sort of look to them.
I was gonna say that talk about anger and shit. That sounds more blaze than.
Yeah, so you definitely will get those who want to act and who would be willing to like fight and stuff. So definitely those who seem to be more the initial sort of call because of anger and stuff. That will definitely be who the sort of people you would have in regards to who will step forward in regards to it.
Alright, that's totally fine. The Temple of Blaze is a reliable ally in combat, so that's a good thing.
I would disagree in this regard because I mean they're certainly welcome to try out, but they're not going to have the, for lack of a better phrase, the correct soul alignment to become a Hell Knight, because a Hell Knight's mission first and foremost is enforcing the law to the letter.
Yeah.
The talk of anger and rage and hatred, that's more of righteous fury, because you know, even a kind man can be filled with rage when evil and
Yeah, you make a good point.
Out of character, wouldn't you try to be more of a Chaos Knight instead of a Hell Knight?
I mean,
the Chaos Knights are like a branch of the Hell Knights.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like a hybrid version of I don't know how they work into it, but the Druids had something to do with the creation of the Chaos Knights, but they are a Hell Knight order.
Yeah. Basically,
Right.
they were referred to as the Chaos Knights because obviously it kind of grew out of the Chaos Hunters. You can refer to them as the Hell Knights because obviously you can rebrand them, but the original Hell Knights were known as Chaos Knights. Maybe a little bit
Yeah.
confusing in the name, but that's because of the origin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
just-
Sorry, go on.
That's just what I'm trying to say. You can decide if you want to be a more Hell Knight or more Chaos Hunter.
Technically, they're kind of ish doing the same, but
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to get those people who definitely are angry and stuff step forward, though that are obviously more willing to do something about it. You might get a few other stragglers who may do it or step forward as well, but the loudest and more obvious ones are those who are probably followers of Blaze. They're not necessarily going to be like evil or chaotic,
Yeah.
because obviously you can be almost any alignment to follow a god.
Yeah.
You just to be a cleric,
no,
you have to be a particular alignment. But
Yeah, I get that. But yeah, no, they're welcome to try.
Yeah.
I just need to sit down and like write out like a couple of things to like say, okay, so just basic guidelines.
yeah, I mean, you can. This would be enough now for you to start putting something together.
All right.
You would at this point. This is where you would have to like start technically spending downtime training, putting together, and trying to like fully make people Chaos Knights.
All right.
You can cheat with leadership, but if roleplay wise, if you spend downtime, you can put effort into this lot.
All right. Yeah. That went a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, and once that's all done, he'll tell them to meet him over here by the Academy of Kind Blades, the ruins, in the morning, and that's when they'll start trading.
You'll probably be told by at least one of them that those grounds are out of bounds for most folk.
All right. In that case, we'll do it over here in the park.
That is perfectly fine and public.
Yep. And after that, he's gonna head back to Opal's Tavern to sit down and get some rest because he's still exhausted.
Oh yeah.
Milk Thistle is going to the Luminance Library to see if he can find if Wishful Pin is okay.
Okay, so the Luminance Library, even though it's late, it's actually still open, and again, it has the similar sort of effect of where the other shrines and stuff were being separate temporarily, candles, offerings, those sort of things. Nowhere near as much at the library, but there's definitely that sort of thing going on. Except for there's no like large groups of people outside, obviously because it's got accommodation to take groups and prayer rooms and stuff like that. So it's nowhere near as crowded on the outside, but when you get in, you can tell it's definitely a little bit more busier. But they still are manning the reception as normal. So if you do want to inquire, you can do so.
Milk Thistle does so.
I'm assuming you're basically just asking about Wishful Pen if she is okay.
Yes, and Milk Thistle would also mention the attack on the temple this morning. It's possible that Wishful Pen was inside the Luminance Temple during the attack, and she hopefully escaped, so I'm trying to find it.
They would be able to tell you that Wishful Pen is fine. She is somewhere here. They don't know if she was in the temple at the time, but they know she is okay. They can see about summoning her if you need to speak to her.
Yes, please. I'll wait.
All right. After, let's see. It's a bit busy at the moment, so you'll be waiting a little bit, but Wishful Pen would eventually appear with a smile, maybe looking a little bit tired, but with a smile as she sees you, and as she trots up and goes, "Oh, Milk Thistle. Oh, good. It's good to see you're okay. I didn't think you were still here, but obviously I was mistaken."
We received word today that the temple was under attack, so we returned immediately.
Oh,
I'm glad to see you're doing well.
well, as well as I can, but yes, it's such a dreadful thing. There was all I vaguely recall was some shouting and an almighty explosion and what almost seemed like a really bright light.
Were you at the temple during the attack?
I was in the back sections to do with the illuminance wing, and the building itself shook.
Did you evacuate it soon after?
Yes, the order came, and we left through some of the other exits in the building. It wasn't until we got away that we learnt of what actually happened.
Was the attack done with by the time you left the temple?
I assume so. We just moved away. All I know, there was a lot of dust in the air.
I see.
I haven't actually been back in the temple, so I don't know everything, I'm afraid.
Well, the temple was attacked by a demon. The queen's body has been taken.
Yes, I have heard, but I didn't really think it was true.
We're still conducting an investigation to find out the full extent of the damage and who else is missing. But we're happy to see you're good.
She smiles. Oh yes, I'm fine. I think there's some plans for some of the wizards or clerics to do some spellcasting to help mend it, but they're trying to clear out to see if there's any survivors still.
We'll be at Opal's Tavern resting if you'd like to join us.
No, I've got lots here at the moment, which will keep me very busy at the moment. We've got a lot of reorganisation until the temple is open again. The library will be acting as the Luminance Temple for the moment.
Understood. Well, I'm glad to see you're doing well, Wishful Pen. Good night.
Good night, and wish you well.
And Milk Thistle will leave and make his way to Opal's Tavern.
Alrighty. So I'm going to assume that most people are about to sleep for 8 hours now.
Uh, there is one thing I wish to do.
What is what?
It's
What?
secret.
Oh,
Wahahaha. I'll,
DM
I'll,
that you
I'll
have.
DM you. Yes.
okay. DM me.
You know what they say? Secrets never fun. Secrets hurt someone.
We might have to go over to the secret room and secret it, but it might then won't be quite so secret because it'll be on the stream.
Wahahaha.
Okie dokie, let's have a look what we're doing. Oh, I still got. Stop searching for things. Okay. Jump present. Yeah, no, that seems perfectly fine.
Wahahaha. And so my plan is set in motion.
All right. So with that, anything else before I let everybody rest for 8 hours?
I sure am glad Nightshine doesn't scheme behind Milk Thistle's schemes.
Milk Thistle, you don't actually need a sleep at the moment, so is there anything you would be planning to do?
Yes, I will continue my crafting. I still have one more scroll and a wand to craft.
Okay, I believe the one takes you a day to do.
Correct.
Yes.
And I'll basically just stay up through the entire night for 8 hours and do that.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll be doing the one today. Right, yeah. 1, 2, 3.
It'll be the wand and then 2 hours on the scroll. So if I have time, I'll do that as well.
You can only do 8 hours of crafting in one day.
That's if I need to sleep for 8 hours. I can sleep for 2 hours. That gives me 22 hours to work.
Checking the rules, even if you only need to sleep for 2, you can only do 8 hours worth of crafting.
The rules are stinky.
I know.
If you increase the DC by 5, you can double the amount of work you do in a day.
Oh, there you go.
That's a spellcraft.
Yes, I think for making wands it is spellcraft. I think only wondrous items or other things you can substitute it for other stuff.
Alright. I'll take a 10 on spellcraft. 16.
16. Yeah, that as far as I'm aware is plenty, because I don't think the DCs are high for these sort of things.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nightshine, for being a nerd.
I will double check the DC, but I don't care enough.
It's like DC 9 for a simple crafting, so plus 2 would just be 11.
Yeah.
Actually, I lied. I cared. I'm going to look up just because I want to know.
Nerd.
Alex, well, if you rest, you wake up at 6 a.m., so that will reset your internal clock anyway. So you don't have to stay up.
For who?
Alex.
Are you back yet, Alex?
I think they're listening. So they're sending messages on Discord.
I'm not finding the DC. I don't think there's one.
I know
There
some
is
items do.
DC. I think it's I think it's spell level plus something. I forget what it is. But it's very, very low. It's like DC 6, DC 9, something like that.
It's usually 5 plus that.
Alright, so 5 plus the spell level.
I,
Uh,
I 5 plus the caster level.
okay, so the wand would be 6.
Yeah.
If it is a level 1 spell, yeah.
Yep.
I think.
And the scroll I'm making is a level 2, so that'd be caster level 3, so it'd be 8. So I could just take 10 on both.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable.
Alright, so that would be the remainder of the crafting I need to do. I do want to craft a Pearl of Power, but that's going to take resources I don't have at the moment. But that'll be the next thing I make.
Understood.
So that puts that back in my inventory. And Wand of Infernal Healing. Okay, brings that back up to 50. Yes, okay, so yeah, everything's back in place.
Alright, so the morning will come. It is 19, well, it's just about 20 degrees today. There is a light rain, though, occasionally.
Alright, so once he wakes up, Bird is gonna eat something quickly. Eggs.
You inhale
Eggs
your
and
breakfast, okay.
Mm-hmm. And he said that he was gonna be in the park ready to train the newcomers, so that's what he's gonna do.
Oh. One. Okay. One sec before we move on, or. Just wonder what Night Shan's 1 sec might be about.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
You woke up at 6 a.m.
Okay.
Well, 6:40ish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't get any messages in my whatchamacallit?
No, you did not have anyone come and find you.
Alright.
It's a brand new day.
It is. It is 20
I'm
degrees and raining lightly in places.
I'm going to boop milk.
Milk comes down the stairs after working for several hours and immediately gets booped. He's frowning. Good morning,
What?
Nudge.
Good morning. What are your plans for today?
To continue following up with our investigation. There certainly must have been enough rubble moved now to where we can find out if anyone was buried underneath it.
I guess it's fair that we go there right away. You need coffee.
Opal, do you have any coffee ready?
She will have coffee. It's a little bit more expensive, but she has coffee. It's difficult to get hold of.
I will put 1 silver in the counter and get 1 silver worth of coffee for milk.
Well, that will probably be how much you get for 1 mug. It is rare to have.
Nightshine. You said that thing that they pulled off the ruminant was made here, right?
Well, maybe he just built it here, but he didn't really build it in a workshop. He just built it himself. Like, he put out his saddlebag, he had a working kit, and started doing stuff. That, wait, huh? Maybe not. I think it would be kind of hard to get the materials, but the
That's what I was
point
thinking.
is, we could have built here without using any well-built facility.
No, it did indicate a facility name where it was constructed, which was inside the capital of the Ruminant Empire.
I think that's what I'm going to say. Yes, that's what I just said.
Where's the capital located?
Apparently here,
Here?
Where?
right where you stood.
Well,
Does does a ruminant civilization exist in an alternate dimension? Like it's here, but on a different plane.
and it existed here long ago. That's what we know.
Yeah. I'm just remembering something that we discovered a long time ago. You remember that hole in the wall we found that led to the skeletons?
No, I wasn't here.
That's why I'm talking to Nightshine.
I do.
Do you think that there's more down there?
Ashan's actually going to stop to think. Did those skeletons look like horses?
Yes, they look like horses.
Ah, shame. I was up to something, but no, I wasn't. Um, Nightmare's gonna scratch her head. I'll, I'll ask a thing or two from a friend, and I'll meet you guys in front of the temple.
Alright.
Nightshaw's going to try to talk with his zebra dealer.
Did you say with his zebra demon?
No, zebra dealer.
Oh,
The
dealer.
one who sells
Okay.
him drugs.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're going to go and find sticks. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a shop, so he's easy to find.
Milk Thistle's gonna make his way to the temple instead.
That's fine. I will do Nightshine with sticks and see what he plans to ask. His shop is closed because it is like, by the time you get there, it will be 7 a.m.
Yeah, you need to wait till like noon before he's even up.
Don't worry, I know how this works. I look around, do I see any zebras?
No, because it's 7 a.m.
Wait. He stops to think. Does it say the hour on the sign?
Yes, it opens at 9.
I don't want to wait, so I'm going to the temple.
You walk back to the temple. Alright. Assuming that you guys were probably going to go back, Midnight Vision has sorted out something which will allow you access to the temple, so you don't have to keep coming to find him.
Thank you, High Priest.
Yeah, I'll leave a message for Opal if someone comes for him to send a messenger to the temple.
That's very rude.
She will give you a nod, and will do. Alright, so you guys re-enter the temple. Again, still fairly busy, people moving stuff. Some have trying to sort of break up some of the more larger pieces that are difficult just to move. You will hear that they managed to remove a large portion of it last night, and they did find 2 ponies that were trapped in a pocket that were saved last night.
Who are they?
Neither one of them was steel. They were basically just civilians that were caught in the rubble. They were hurt and slightly injured, so they are being seen to. If you do wish to talk to them, you can.
Yes, we need to speak with them.
Right. You basically will be taken to basically the kind of what would be considered the Cara wing, basically, has been set up as a kind of like a mini medical place, just in case they do have anybody. They're mostly resting at this point in time, more than anything, as magical healing was applied.
All right. Entering the Kara temple, is the repaired stained glass window still in one piece?
No, I believe the what happened would have damaged the stained glass windows. So, if there is any, there is at least damage to the stained glass windows.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Actually, this is a good opportunity to check out the Kara temple without any Kara priestess around.
That is nearly impossible to expect.
You were under the rubble.
The Hubble Rubble.
Yeah.
Yes. So the cleric there, who's obviously keeping an eye on them, will gently wake them up and indicate that obviously you guys wish to have a word with them, and after they've given a moment to wake up and stuff, you guys are brought over to basically have a word with them.
All right. Are they conscious and self-aware of where they are?
Yes.
Good morning. I understand you've been through quite an ordeal.
The mayor doesn't really say anything, but the stallion does give a slight nod of the head.
Do they look like soldiers or clerics?
They look like civilians, so neither.
Okay, yeah.
Providence was definitely looking out for the two of you for you to have survived that ordeal.
The mayor sort of speaks up. We tried to get out, but it just was really bright, and then everything went black, and then we're stuck.
I
You are
understand.
safe now. Sorry.
I understand that you have been through a lot, and that a lot of it seems very overwhelming. But I'm going to ask you some simple questions, and I want you to do your very best to answer them for me. Do you believe you're capable of doing that?
They both will give a nod.
Are you by the Queen sarcophagus?
Sorry, say that again.
Were you at the Queen sarcophagus during the attack?
What?
No, we were trying to
So
try
you're
to.
gonna sleep in our room?
Yeah.
Okay,
Vern, would you mute?
make sure you have your phone in there so
Yeah,
you don't
alright.
oversleep.
There you go. I think I muted him.
Okay. All right, what was the response?
They go, no. I mean, that's where everything was kind of happening. We stayed away from there.
How did you manage to get underneath the rubble?
It just fell. I mean, the rubbled area does cover a good portion of the central bit, so it wasn't just small area. It did cover a larger area.
Yeah, the entire roof fell.
Most of it.
Right before the explosion, when you were inside the temple, do you recall seeing a red stallion, a unicorn who was heavily scarred, wearing heavy armor next to the sarcophagus?
They both sort of look at each other. the stallion goes, I think there was there was someone like that. I think I saw him getting knocked back. I don't know. There was something happened. There was almost like a lighter flash, and then the really big flash happened. I don't quite know where everybody was.
Do you remember if there was any shouting before the flash?
There was lots of shouting from all over the place.
Can you recall who's ever getting the bleed through? Could you mute yourself?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Thank you. Lost my train of thought.
You asked if there was shouting or anything.
Yes. Do you remember what was being shouted? Can you recall what was said?
There was the mayor goes. There was those screaming in pain. Um, there was screams of panic from everywhere. I think somebody said, "What's it doing?" But that's all I could think of. The stallion seems to be sort of like in thought and stuff. He does say there was an odd noise. It wasn't shouting. It sounded like buzzes, maybe clicks, like odd tones, but that's all I can think of. But that's all I can think of. Everything happened just so quick.
Do you remember if the thing that attacked made any sounds?
I don't know if it made any noises. We didn't really pay too much attention.
Did you see the flashes of bright light as well?
We were next to each other.
But did you see the flashes of light as well?
Yes, I mean I thought everybody kind of saw the bright light.
Were you conscious after the rubble fell on top of you?
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know how long it was until after the flash, if I woke up straight away or if I was awake the whole time. It was just dark and obviously couldn't see anywhere.
What did you come to the temple for that day?
They look at each other, and we were coming to the temple for the Sun Queen to bless us with our firstborn, or to bless us that to have a foal.
Well, in spite of all that's happened, remain strong. All right. That's all the questions I have for them.
Does anybody wish to ask him anything else?
How long did the event take?
I, it, there was a lot of chaos. We don't really know how long. There was a lot of moving, a lot of shouting. It can't have been that long. There was a lot of confusion to begin with what exactly was going on. But there was initial cries of pain and stuff. Then and then things started to get a lot worse. Things were a lot louder, and it was almost. I think there was some smaller explosions that broke rubble or broke part of the building before the big one. Because there was, I think I remember some marble falling beforehand.
You mentioned a flash of colors?
Yeah, it was like I, almost maybe like a spell, like flashing out. You know, they can make pretty colours, or at least I've seen them, like when the clerics do it. But it was not like just coming out of your hooves. It was kind of bigger.
And shortly after that, the ceiling collapsed.
Yeah, there was that small bubble, and then there was a bigger flash of light.
Was there anyone else that you saw that stood out that you can think of?
No, we were just trying to get out of there quickly. We weren't really paying any attention to anybody.
I see. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yes. There's some Queen bless you with a child.
You guys start hearing calls from the main room. It sounds like people are starting to get quite animated, almost like they may have found somebody else.
Alexander, I will head up.
Mephisto will give a quick bow to the card priests that are there and say, "Thank you for your hospitality. We'll be on our way."
They will give you a nod back as you make your way off. The rescuers are kind of like already swarming over an area. It appears they are trying to move a larger, one of the more larger pieces, what seems to be basically covering this particular section. It's one what they've been working on for a bit, and they've obviously cut it in various chunks to make it easier to move. One of them is obviously most of them are pulling it off. Others are trying to obviously get to the section where it's obviously covering. It seems that this big stone's pinning a few number of the smaller ones, and once the big ones move, they can get to it. There's lots of movement and stuff, so you can try and help with moving. You can try and obviously get close to see what's going on. It's up to you. Or you can
Alexander
just
will
watch.
just try to move in and help.
How would you wish to help?
Just help lift the big stones, I guess.
Right, grab some rope and start pulling.
Alright.
You're basically just part of a bigger thing, and you just join that to start shifting it. After basically a few good minutes of like hard pulling and stuff, the slab of it slides off and falls further out of the way, not over any on any of our rubble, you've like there's like little bits of wood that helped roll it completely out of the position because you don't want it falling anywhere else. And the rescuers start sort of like moving some of the smaller pieces to start uncovering what appears to be a body as far as you can tell. The individual doesn't seem to be moving. It's difficult to tell what the colour they are, as they're covered in so much marble dust. It's kind of it discoloured them. But they will start pulling out what appears to be at least a body of a unicorn.
Milk Thistle will pull out his wand of infernal healing and approach the body. Gonna do a heal check on it first to see if it's alive.
There does appear to be a few other clerics there doing something very similar. So I mean, you can join in, but or you can let the other clerics do it.
I'll do a heal check to see if he's alive. If they're gonna heal him, then I'll save my resources.
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
I did.
As far as you can tell, and you kind of get to the same conclusion at the same time as at least one of the others, and you both say he appears to be dead. It's kind of one of those ones where it seems to be more obvious as his like chest cavity's been like crushed, or well, you can tell that from the way his armor's kind of been crushed.
I'm going to create one, rinse off his body.
You blast or drop however much water you require for this, because I think you can create less if you wish to.
Yes.
Rather than dropping like your 16 gallons of water, whatever it is. So you drop a load of water on there. You drown the individual, pretty much, washing it away, and a number of kind of things happen. One of the things what kind of shocks most people here is the body suddenly makes a gasp of air and then starts choking, almost like they're choking on something. And you realise they do have the red colouring of steel.
I immediately pull the water away from his face, and I pull out my wand and I hit him full of infernal healing.
As you heal him, he coughs in like agony, coughing up blood, and you hear through like a very pained voice, "Get the armor off."
Yeah.
Did he say get the armor off?
Yeah, it's crushing him.
Then yeah, I'll take out my dagger and I'll cut the leather straps that are holding it to his body, so that way it can just be pulled off of him.
You attempt to cut the leather straps. They seem more difficult to cut, almost like it's magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably magic armor. So Alexandre will help take the armor off. Being someone who uses armor himself.
He does not appear to be in a condition to remove the armor on himself.
It needs to be removed and lifted off of him, because likely the rubble will crush the armor, and that's what's pressing into him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was saying Alexandre wears armor, so he knows how to take armor off.
Yeah, I mean, a few people you don't have to remove all of it. You just need to remove like the more. I want to say chest piece, but I don't know if it's called a chest piece. But the central body part, as you do remove that, he seems to like pass in and out of consciousness, and as you are removing the armor, it looks like he like completely goes unconscious maybe stops breathing, but it's difficult to tell if he's breathing because of obviously the way the armor is. Once you get it off, it looks like his chest cavity is sort of like caved in, and it's surprising he's even alive. You can definitely see ribs through his body and stuff. And then there's like a moment of when you guys sort of stand there waiting, and he just doesn't move, almost like he's dead again. But then he suddenly makes another gasp of air, and you almost kind of see his like chest cavity like pop back out, like it uncrushes itself. And once again, he seems to choke on blood and coughs it up. And as he sort of becomes conscious.
We need healers to ease his pain.
Yeah, Alexander's going to move over with a lay on hooves.
Yeah, I mean you can use a lay on hooves, but other clerics will also start to administer healing as well.
Well, I mean, as much healing as we can get through, so like, hopefully recover faster.
Yeah, I mean you could throwing magical healing obviously helps hit points, but that's.
Does he seem to still have his belt?
He seems to have most of his equipment on him still, other than the armor piece you've removed or any other pieces you've had to remove off him. He does appear to be missing his weapons.
Oh no. I guess we wait until he stops dying, revive him, then I try to talk with him.
He needs to be moved to a safe place. Get him out of here and give him some air. The Kara Temple is set up to accept injured people, so let's get him there.
Yeah, that's kind of the triage point, and that's very much what the other clerics are. There is a structure and stuff to get him on and move him to the other room. He instead tries to stand up and basically walk under his own power. He does seem to like he's trying to move somewhere else, but most people direct him to the Kara wing. So he seems reluctant, but he does move in that direction.
We shall accompany him.
I realize now someone could have cast Detect Aura and likely found him very quickly.
Depends how
Yeah.
Unless, well, no, maybe not, because the rubble could have been just like so in such a mass that it wouldn't have been able to penetrate it.
It would have been that rubble. Certain things is difficult to penetrate. So
All right. So Steel is walking under his own power. His bones seem to be popping back into place. He's being healed. And we make our way to the Kara triage.
he is limping, though. Will add.
Well, I mean, he's already got like 3 legs, and then probably most of them are broken now. So yeah, Alexandre will try to help Steel like keep his balance and walk to the temple.
Yeah, even though he seems to be alive, it's almost like he's barely alive. Even with the additional healing you've thrown at him, it's almost like he's been crushed. There's parts of him that seem more hurt than others, but he's clearly in pain. But he just sort of powers through it. But he will rest once you get him to a bed, or a cot, I should say.
Who's keeping track of his equipment?
He hasn't taken anything off him other than the armor piece. So, unless people start trying to take stuff off him, then he's got it on himself.
Weapons are missing. I'm saying this out of character. Milk Thistle's concerned that the Heart of Everglow has been taken, so he's going to start searching for that. Without touching it, of course.
Where are you searching for it?
I know he had it on his person. I don't remember if he had it, like, underneath his armor, like, hanging from a necklace, or if it was in his pack. But that's where I'll start searching first.
So you start searching on his person. He does ask you to stop kind of searching him as obviously it's a bit invasive when you start patting down someone.
Milk Thistle will lean in close to his ear and whisper so only he can hear, "Is the Heart of Everglow with you? Do you still have it?"
He gives a low nod, and he he reaches over and touches a pouch which is on his belt, and he will give a nod again.
Milk Thistle will take a deep breath and take a step away, kind of like a sigh of relief.
Well, you do realize that's the thing that's keeping him from dying, yeah?
I'm making sure. Still, are you well enough and conscious enough to answer questions, or do you need rest?
I'll be fine. He will say sort of difficult. When he breathes, he's like rasping, but he says he'll be fine.
The Queen's body has been taken.
As you tell him that, there's a clear look of like that has wounded him deeper than any of his injuries could have. And he goes, "Well then, even in death I've failed her."
There's still an opportunity to find her. The enemy that attacked you, was it a demonic construct?
It wasn't evil. At least I couldn't sense any. But it was clear that at least no one else sensed it or could see it before I called out to it. It looked construct-like, but it didn't look like any construct I've ever seen.
Do you know why it would have taken the Queen's body?
It didn't really say much. I will be honest. It did emit odd noises, but it didn't seem to be in the mood for conversation.
Did the odd noises sound at all like speech of some sort? Could you replicate those?
I don't think I would be able to, but it might have been a speech of some sort.
I could look into your head. Traumatic events have a thing to easily stay in your mind.
I would prefer to keep people out of my head.
I understand, but
We are trying to help. If this would make the finding of the Queen faster, then we should probably take all opportunities we can.
all I would look into would be 1 minute of your memory.
Alright then, 1 minute.
Okay, I do need a point. So about 1 minute before the rubble fell.
Okay. And weren't you a stallion?
Uh, oh God, I see you also have brain damage. It's okay. Everything will turn out alright. But yeah, Aisha is going to guess share memory. Share memory go.
A spell you would never have thought you would need.
Uh, yeah, maybe.
What's that saying? Better have it not need it than to need it not have it.
I don't know. I just know I can't cast it for some reason. I cast it 3 times already.
Yeah.
But
Have
I
you?
can see 1 minute.
Right. Roll me the spell so I can see it. Right,
I
sure.
try. It's
Um,
not working.
have you rested so you have it set as a spell you can use?
I prepared it on the train on the day before. Yeah.
Share memory.
Share memory.
Right. You momentarily link minds with a target and share a memory of no more than 1 minute. You can show the target one of your memories, show the target one of their own memories, or view one of the target's memories. Right. Still has to let you into his brain willingly.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Well, yeah. He will let you invade his brain.
You have consent.
Well, you have consent unless you try and peer any further.
Uh,
But I think you've got pretty much your set thing in mind.
I mean, I don't think he would know what I'm looking into, but I am looking at the 1 minute before the rubble fell.
No, that's true. I don't think that gives you any indication that you know. Alright, 1 whole minute. Now I've got to think about how many rounds this would have taken and at what point you would come in. Okay, so you definitely come through in the middle of combat. The ruminant deer B4 definitely has some sort of shimmering protection around him. Still is moving up. As he passes through this shimmering aura around B4, you get the sense that there was like severe pain, almost like it's burning his flesh as he passes through the aura. You also at this point notice in the moment as still kind of is swinging a sword that B4 definitely looks different from when you last saw him. He looks bulkier, almost like he's gone through a upgrade and overhaul. Still catches him with one of his swords, what seems to cut a piece of him off, which looks very similar to the thing that you guys were shown yesterday. At which point the armor, the barrier basically fails, and whatever was protecting disappears. There's a little bit more fighting, and you notice other guards start moving in. Um, the B4 is definitely taken some heavy damage from steel, and you can definitely look. It looks like whatever repairs he went through or upgrades look like they are failing, or he's taken some sort of injury as far as you can tell. But he suddenly gives off a sudden burst of energy, what seems to just knock or send everyone around him flying backwards, and still being one of those as he sort of sails across the floor and obviously hits it and rolls over a few times. He gets back up onto his hoofs, not like super fast, but what you expect a normal person to do in heavy armor and stuff. But there is a sort of a momentary thing as it looks like B4 something has folded out of him, and that is where suddenly there's a big bright flash from B4, and then basically rubble falls.
Nightshine's going to blink, blink. He, the creature did look like the robot we met before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but upgrade.
Nightshine's going to say that, and can I roll either spellcraft or maybe knowledge engineering to determine the spell-like effects that happened?
You will be unsure of its spell-like effect because there's not anything that you can think of will imitate what happened as a spell.
And Nightshine's just going to inform that of how the shield works, and then the random explosion which happened at the end. Did I hear him saying anything in Ruminant by any chance?
No, you did not hear him say anything ruminant, but he basically was emitting a noise. The best way, because you actually heard it now, so the only thing it sounded like was like what dial-up used to sound like.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, like, dial-up.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was kind of those sort of noises that he was almost making.
He's being powered by a fax machine.
Early, I thought he was being powered by America Online.
That's what a fax machine sounds like.
Right.
Oh.
Man, all these youngsters, they don't know what it's like to get one number wrong and call the fax machine instead of someone's home phone.
Shaking my head.
He did not appear as evil. I don't know if it would make sense for Nightshine to think that he was being controlled by someone else.
Could we use the part that's still cut off for a scrying spell?
That would be incredibly helpful. Could we use locate object to find the piece that was cut off?
Well, we have that piece that's cut off.
Yeah, you
So
guys,
many,
you looked at it
okay.
yesterday.
Oh, I'm doing my best to pay attention, but details are escaping me. Okay, so we do have that piece. Can we use scrying to pinpoint where the construct is?
That sounds like try and see. I mean, technically, the way scrying works is you need if you have a piece of them, it helps you scry. Sounds like it was a piece of them.
Yeah, like lowers the DC by 10 if you have a piece of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Scrying is a level 5 or level 6 spell?
I want to
I
say
forget.
level 5.
I think
it depends on the spell list.
well, a cleric spell list. I'm looking it up right now. Spells, cleric,
It's 3, 4, or 5.
skill, scrying, spies on subject from a distance. It is a level 5 cleric spell. Okay. Um, I'm. We are very close to level 5. We're like just a few thousand points away. Or I mean, level 9.
It is a level 4 wizard spell.
With wizards, they have to actually pay for the spell and add it to their book. Man, we are on the cusp of level 9. If we could grind down a little bit, I could easily buy the silver mirror used for scrying, and cast the spell myself. Because the mirror isn't used up with the spell, but you do need to be in possession of it.
Any chance we can just ask Midnight Vision to do it for us?
Oh, it is a level 3 spell, so bard spell. Maybe we can get duck.
No, we are not getting Duck involved.
And last I checked, she's level 5, which means she's casting level 2 bard spells.
I think so.
Yeah.
As far as we know, she could have leveled up between then and now.
Still does add. I think they also can go invisible. That's why no one could see them. It wasn't until I called. Oh, him, it. It wasn't until I called out because, well, something like that doesn't walk in every day. They seem to potentially drop whatever invisibility they had, and that's when the shurikens started to fly. Damn things seem to just slice straight through armor.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
But that's when the temple guard acted, and it deployed whatever its protection was. None of the guards could, well, if they attempted, it basically almost melted their skin off.
Still, do you possess a part of the queen's body, such as a lock of hair she may have given you?
No.
GM, is a corpse considered an object?
Yes. Corpse. A body is considered an object.
Right. Because we could scry on the construct, see exactly where it is, but the body could be left at a different location, so we may not be able to find out where the queen's body is just by scrying on him. Let me look up locate body, or locate object.
Still, obviously, you're probably voicing this kind of idea out. Still, we'll turn around and say, locate object will get you the object as long as you're within a mile of it, and you only get its location.
Is it possible to scry on an object?
No, I don't think. Oh, actually, let me double check.
Because I've been scryed on before in other campaigns, but I've never had a spellcaster this high of level before to start getting into these higher level spells.
Roll me knowledge, either spellcraft or knowledge arcana to know the answer to that question.
I would ask Nightshine for assistance.
Yeah, well,
Actually, I would ask Nightshine to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. Nightshine, I'll see if you can answer his question.
Let me double check. I think my spellcraft is higher, and I'm going to add my 1d6. Mahaha. I think my sheet is just not working. I'm gonna refresh Foundry.
Oh, okay. Have you made any rolls today? What have worked? Yeah, you have.
Yeah, my spell thing is acting up. It may be because of it.
Possibly.
Uh, it it keeps saying I have one too many spells. When I decrease by one, it says I have space for one more spell. And if I increase it, it says I have one too many. So I don't know.
Well, technically, I just found the answer to my question. There's a third level cleric spell called Obscure Object, which protects it from being scryed upon. So the answer is yes. The spell hides an object from location by divination scrying effects. Such attempt automatically fails if the divination target is on the object or fails to perceive the object, blah, blah, blah. So let me look over the spell scrying again, because I need to find out if you can do it on an object or just a person. You can observe it.
Well, as you're looking up the spell, that's you're cheating.
Is it?
Well, technically, if you don't have it in your spell list currently, why would you know how it works without making a check?
Because I look to the future. I look to ways to improve myself to know what the next level is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be the employee forever. One day I'm going to be the boss, so I need to learn how to manage the business.
But do you have the right skills?
I'm developing those skills, obviously.
But no,
knowledge is
nothing in the spell indicates you can do it on a object. It all seems to be aimed towards a person based on the spell description. But I am checking that.
Well, I know in previous games of Pathfinder 1, the party has come across objects that, like, whenever you touch them, it triggers a scrying spell. We were going up against a very powerful wizard at the time.
Yes,
So maybe it's a wizard spell to scry on an object.
Yeah, it does not explicitly state. There we go. Scry on an object. We can apply that spell. Interacts to the based on the description of the spell. Most object is good. Yeah, non-detection. Yeah. I double checked, and because you've got spells that stop objects scrying, it kind of implies that you can scry on an object, even though the spell does not specify.
So as a GM, what would your ruling be on that?
That you could scry on an object.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, my foundry's not even loading now. I don't know what's up.
Your internet went to Brazil.
Yeah, I was like, clearly just time for us to stop now, because this happens like every week for Nightshine.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
getting close.
could be like that.
But we'll see if there's other questions or any other last bits and pieces.
Well, I think we have a good path set before us. We have an object of the construct. We have the resources to scry on it. But we're very close to reaching level 9. Once we do, Milk Thistle could be the one that does the scrying. I've got enough platinum coins saved up to purchase the mirror that's necessary as a focus, and I can just keep that on me as needed. We need 950 experience points to reach level 9, so if we don't get it for anything we've accomplished today, we need to grind that out eventually.
Do we get points for rescuing Steel?
I mean, it was going to happen at some point. But you guys did find out some valuable information. You worked out that a piece of that strange thing was part of B4. You actually learned B4's name. Nightshine attempted to connect to him, but found out how bad an idea that was. It was a good idea, but there were things in place.
I'm starting to think maybe your IP changed mid-session again.
Oh, it's possible. Yeah, it's changed mid-session.
Do you have a VPN that like alternates servers throughout the day so that way nobody can track you?
No, I don't use a VPN. I think it's just my router that does it occasionally.
Well, it needs to knock that off.
It really does. I mean, I've checked, and I have my PC set to a static IP as far as I can tell, but
Not static enough.
yeah, I'll have to have another look at some point.
Nightshine, what is B4's name?
Uh, okay. I could tell you, or I could make. I don't know. I'm trying to think. But I'm pretty sure I told you, didn't I? I think I told everyone.
Yeah.
What you didn't say yourself. You just said I repeat that to the party.
I don't know.
Okay. GM, what is B4's name that Nightshine totally told the rest of the party?
It's B4.
Oh, I thought he had like a name assigned to him. All right. So
His assigned name is B4.
We've known about B4's existence since we found the goggles. Because when we were looking at the other constructs that are on Swift Gadget's ship, we found out that there was like a string of robots. There was like B12, B4, B6, basically all the B vitamins.
I think they had
We knew
slightly longer string of numbers to represent them, but yes.
And we saw him fighting Swift Victory. So this.
So the same construct that is on the ship with Swift Gadget right now probably comes from the same manufacturer as this construct. Almost always.
Could we possibly use those ones to locate B4?
We tried that before. I forget what barrier we came across, but we weren't able to do it at the time.
B4 was not on the original list.
Really?
No.
Okay. Love it.
It was not.
Yeah, if something needs to be rolled, I can't.
I've added the new IP address to the server.
I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same.
Is it?
I don't know what's up with me then. Yeah, I don't know what's the problem.
Okay. I thought it was different.
But
Alright, well, I personally think, we're coming to an end. What you found out so far, I would award you this much XP. But oh no, wishful pen just said all that. I don't know if that's enough to level you though.
Speak English.
Oh.
This is
450.
States of America. In America, we speak English.
No, we're off by 500 more experience.
We needed before this XP, we needed 950 to level up.
Oh, okay.
okay, what if we kill wishful pen?
Oh,
That would be terrible.
that's a villainous act. Why?
You are one to speak.
What if we convince the paladin that Duchess Lilypad is behind the recent temple attack and he kills her? We would get like double sets of XP, one for deceiving the paladin to make him fall from grace, and also for killing her. And since he's a member of the party, we all share that XP. This is a great idea.
What if I go into a blind rage and kill the entire party?
You're certainly welcome to try. We are not defenseless.
No, but most of you are evil now, so.
Oh, come on.
What if we trick every single one that goes to try to become a Hell Knight? We put him inside a room and kill all of them for XP.
I would class that as an evil act as well.
Wow, and you say I'm bad.
To be honest,
Alright.
I don't think there's anything else I would award additional XP for. Um, 500.
All right, so 500 XP is awarded.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything additional I would give you XP for. I
Uh,
did.
For your
we-
birthday present?
Did I give
Yeah,
you XP
birthday.
for the stuff with the Queen? Yes, last time
You did.
I did. Okay.
Let's see, our investigation, how thorough our investigation was and what we learned. Rescuing steel, finding the parts of the construct, making sure that the heart of Everglow is still secure.
How about Nightshine becoming a girl? I didn't get an XP.
You don't get experience for becoming a girl.
Okay.
Good.
If we knock out Nightshine, does it get XP?
No.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Does Alexandrite getting stood up on his date with Duchess Lilypad grant the rest of us XP?
No. I'm afraid not. All right. I'm okay. Because Burnt hasn't been with you. He's been training. Burnt, what have you been doing in the morning for your
Well-
training side of things?
Yeah. You would be training the ones that are training to become Hell Knights. Mostly, he is starting off by telling them to when they go into battle or when they get agitated or pissed or anything, they have to keep it under control and to reserve it for their opponents that they fight. Because when it comes down to it, their opponents are going to be the ones that deserve all of the rage, not no one in not anyone from like the cities or any innocent. He's going to be leading them through training exercises on how to more accurately deal with the threats that they're going to face out in the field. Like, obviously, it's fine to do like one-on-one fighting, but at the same time, you want to get your opponents like right out of the fight. You want to just stop them right in their tracks, if that makes any sense.
Can I add something to that?
Sure.
Teach them to be swift, be brutal, and be efficient.
Yeah, he's good. Teach them how to be brutal, swift, and efficient as well. So it's like,
So, any of those who have any major allegiance to Blaze, that's kind of their attitude. I will say, be brutal, swift, and efficient.
Yeah.
They go for the quick route rather than anything, and the quick direct route is where they sort of aim for. So it kind of gets on well. I mean, obviously those who are less over religious, let's say, they tend to be a little bit more struggle with that concept, but they might not necessarily be full on fighters and what have you.
It's going to take the ones that aren't necessarily full-on fighters more training, which is fine.
Yeah,
because
you're
even the best, even the weakest of the grunt troops are able to become really great fighters.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I think what I will do is I will give you guys 500 XP, and you can thank Burnt for his beginning to set up his Chaos Knights.
Yay!
Yay!
Nice. So what is our total earned XP today?
950.
Yay! That's exactly what we needed. Well done, Bert.
All right, let's see.
We still still need to sleep, right?
You have slept. You've woken up.
Oh, so we woke up level 9?
No, you didn't wake up level 9.
Oh,
Okay. So
You
we
woke up level 8 and
we
you're
will
like,
be-
aha, I'm awesome. I'm now level 9.
yeah.
So when you next rest, you can prepare new spells if you have them in your spell books, or if you can cheat and just know them.
But I really would ask Milk to just ask if night vision could help.
With the scrying, you mean?
Yeah.
I will ask, simply because it's a new ceremony I've never done before. But I do intend to purchase the focus for myself and just, keep that with me. I've got the coin for it.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll probably handle that next time. As I think people are going to start leveling here, I will bring the stream to an end.
All right. Thank you for joining us, stream. Auf Wiedersehen.
have a great day.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye, my friend.